Good evening. Welcome to November 2025 Parenting Talk again. Today, we are going to talk about self reflection in parenting, which is a journey towards mindfulness, connecting the parenting through self awareness and continuous growth. So, what do I mean by that? Is because it's a self-reflection in parenting that help the parents to develop the self-awareness so that we build the stronger connections with our children through mindful practices. So we are going to explore how understanding ourselves better to enable us to become more responsive, empathetic, and effective parents. All right. I hope that everyone has taken your dinner and let's start this session and we shall together for another 60 minutes. Right. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Okay, now you can see the screen. So, like I say, self reflection is actually a self discovery, a journey for us to aware of ourselves better so that we can continuously grow in order to support the growth and development of our children. All right, hold on, yeah. Okay, who am I? I'm Carmen Liu, and I'm a communication and leadership coach. I'm a certified relationship consultant under LPPKN since 2001. So I'm also a licensed NLP practitioner, which I help my help my coachee to develop habits with understanding of the subconscious mind. And I'm a public speaking practitioner as well. I specializes in personal branding, communication, and leadership. And I provide corporate trainings, public talks, and also private coaching. And all and in terms of my family, I have married for 23 years, and I'm a mother of a 21-year-old godson and also 18-year-old daughter. Why I include this godson because I have actually brought him up since he was 1 year plus, and now he's 21 years old in his final year in a final year in a private institution, private university, and I'm proud of him because whatever I taught him, and he seems like his feedback to me is useful when when he's staying alone. So I'm glad that I'm giving some proper guidance to him and help him to maneuver throughout his life smoother. I can't say that it's very smooth, but at least prepare him with some foundation. So I have my daughter. My daughter is just in uh, pre-university this year and also exploring her personal her life, her single life without parents around her. And I find that she can also manage her life confidently, and that's how I feel that uh, self-reflection in parenting is really very important because throughout the journey that I brought them up, I actually have a lot of self-reflection so that I really give my best to them and they really can go towards what they want, their goal, and at the same time I guide them on the right track as well. All right, let's get into what we are supposed to go. Now, let's see what's our journey today. We are going to cover purpose and opening. What is the purpose? The purpose is actually to understand why self-reflection matters. Okay, and also we need to know that how self-awareness strengthens the parent and child bond. This is very important because most of us we are new parents as well. in my early days, I'm also a new parent. So I realized that I took up parenting courses, like support group, and I realized that self-awareness is really very important to strengthen my relationship within the family. It's not only parent-child. All right. And practical methods, I will share some practical methods which um, in mental or physical way to practice the reflective support as what I have done, so that I hope that these methods can be helpful to you through my own experience. And the and the next one is I will I will share with you what are the prerequisites and challenges. So what you need and what to expect so that you are not being caught off guard and you are more prepared. And the last one is I have actually received some Q&A with scenarios which these are the real world situations and solutions which I is which based on my personal experience and personal journey. So I would like to share it with you based on the Q&A I received from parents. Let's get into what's the purpose of this talk. So, like I say, I keep on repeating, this talk is actually to develop our self-awareness, is to guide the parents in understanding how your emotions, your expectations and behavior influence your children. Sometimes unknowingly we have our expectations from our words, which can be a pressure on our child. So this is about self-awareness. Certain words we need to be cautious with certain words so that we do not burden them and we do not create some mental stress to them. And the second purpose of this talk is to shift the mindset, shift to mindful responding, help parents move from reacting impulsively to responding thoughtfully when guiding children. What do I mean by reacting impulsively? Reacting impulsively means that when you see something, your instant reaction is like instant. All this while we are like that. We know that okay, when they don't close the door or when they do not lock the door once they come into house, then we will start jumping. Hey, why do you know? Why don't you lock it every time like that? So this is what I call reacting impulsively. What about responding thoughtfully? Responding thoughtfully, we may say that, hey, the door is not locked. Are you aware about that? Are you okay? Is it something disturbing you? That's why you forget about this action. You have been doing this every time when you reach home. So this is what I call responding thoughtfully. All right. So we have to shift our mindset to responding. The third purpose is to encourage continuous growth. Recognize the personal improvement leads to stronger and more meaningful relationships with children. Everyone keeps growing every day, every minute, every second. And the encouragement to grow continuously is not only to the children, it's ourselves as well. We grow because of job requirement, and we need to grow because we are the parents. We set the example for them as well, and we are a part of the family. Promote shared learning. Foster connection through peer support and reflective parenting communities. If you have already joined a support group, parenting support group, congratulations. You're doing a very, very proactive action so that you get the peer support. Sometimes we tend to like, oh, why my child like that? Why my children are like that? But in fact, it's children they may behave the same. It's just that we only focus on our children, but we do not see that this is actually a norm among the age. So with the shared learning among the parents, in fact it helps to release our stress, and it helps us to see that, oh, they are normal. This is what the children this generation needs in order to support their growth. Hold on, yeah. Okay. So, what the children need are the parents who are with self awareness. They do not need perfect parents. No one is ever perfect. What they need, the children needs parents who are having self awareness. So being self-awareness is very important because we know what we do, we know what we speak, we know what we want to guide our children, and we know that what our children want as well. That's the most important thing. Let's dive deep. Why self-reflection matters in parenting. So, self reflection is actually the foundation of effective and connected parenting. When parents understand their own triggers and patterns, they create space for empathy, growth, and trust. I give you an example. I still remember that in my early days as a parent, as a mother, I used to be triggered by small things, small habits, which I I have been kept reminding them to do it, and yet they do not perform it well. So my take is I already inform you, and how come you cannot do it as what I say? But sometimes I forgot that there is a learning curve as well. So I need to understand that they need time to pick up that habit. So I understand my trigger is because I'm impatient. I want efficiency. But children they need time, and it depends on individual as well. Different individual, they pick up the knowledge, the pace is very different, so we have to understand that. So, why self reflection is important? The first thing is it strengthens emotional connection. When parents understand your own triggers, you are going to communicate with genuine empathy and compassion. Just like the example I shared with you, I am a very impatient mother. So, I know the trigger. So, sometimes after I realize that, I keep on reminding myself, hang on, don't be so emotional. They just need some time. So, I will just pause for a while and let my anger or frustration subside, then only I speak. So when I communicate, I actually communicate with genuine empathy and compassion. And this helped to train my patience as well. Next one is models healthy emotional intelligence. All of us know children, they follow parents' behavior. They follow parents' responses to stress as well. When parents grumpy upon any happening, the children will pick up. I remembered when my younger days, I pick up all this from my parents. My father and my mother, they are impatient person as well. So because of that, certain incident, for example, just a simple thing, in the dining table, on the dining table in the meal, I just accidentally, I just knocked the glass off and the water just spilled off. My mom and my dad first reaction is, why are you like that? You are creating a mess. So when they reacted that way, it actually created fear in me. I did not know at the time, but when I reflect, then I understand. Their instant reaction, like I said, the react impulsively. That reaction actually makes me feel that, oh, I'm doing something wrong. But it's an accident. I do not intend to do it. It's unintentional. So at a young age, I feel like, oh, I did something wrong. And this incident was actually planted in my mind. So whenever I did something wrong, I tend to be very tense, and I'm waiting that, oh, they're going to scold me, I'm doing something wrong. But later when I started to be a parent, I find that no, if I react differently, for example, the same incident happened. I just said that, oh, it's okay, don't worry, it's just water, plain water. It won't be sticky. Are you okay? And is the glass broken? Does it hurt you? If I come up with all these concerning phrases, concerning statements, children will know that, oh, they do not do it intentionally. And my mom the reaction is out of concern whether I'm safe or not. So they will pick up that as well. So that's why this is what I call model the healthy emotional intelligence. When there's something happen, when something happens and our spontaneous reaction is actually affecting the learning of our children. They pick up it and learn by example. The next one is encourage the growth mindset. Parents who reflect and adjust demonstrate that learning never ends, inspiring lifelong curiosity. This actually I can see very clearly between my relationship with my daughter. When she's now 18. So during her uh, when she was around 16 to 17 years old, she started to realize that I adjust and I demonstrate that learning never ends. She see that I still take up courses, I still keep on improving, and she see that when every steps I make, every move I make, I celebrate small wins. This actually inspire her in her learning journey as well. Now she is in her tertiary education. She actually involves in a lot of activities which make her feel that wow, I learned something new, this is a new skill, mommy, I want to celebrate. So this actually encourage her to have a growth mindset. So when we show that we reflect and adjust, they just pick it up. The next one is improve problem solving skill. Now, when there's something happen, how we react actually reflects our emotional intelligence, and how we solve it by dissecting it and analyze it. These are actually enabling the thoughtful and values driven decisions rather than impulsive reactions. So all these steps which we carry out, which we react in front of them when things happen, they actually pick up and learn. And when we explain to them, or even our words, our statement, our communication with other people towards their challenges, how to solve it with all this problem, they actually pick up the knowledge bit by bit. You will notice that you will surprise one day he or she, your children will show you the way that you have been doing. I see it in my daughter and my godson. So it's very impressive. When I see that, I feel that wow, I'm doing the right thing. I'm really demonstrate, and then they really learn by example. And the last one is foster mutual trust. Wow, trust. Young children, definitely they will trust the parents, but once they are into adolescence, especially in early secondary, they start to doubt doubtful towards parents' words. They trust their friends. They listen to their friends, peer pressure. So when we as a parents, we pause to understand why they are like that. They feel that they are heard, they are respected. And that acceptance help them to feel to help them to feel that, oh, I can trust my parents. They are open, they can accept the way that I am. So rather than we pinpoint, we scold them for their behavior, for their attitude, because they are new generation, not the same era as us. In fact, the acknowledgement makes them feel the respect because they feel that they are being accepted. Accept them, then only understand the reason behind. Then slowly you will get their trust easily. Let's go into the next session, which is mental and emotional support strategies. Well, all these are actually reflective practices help parents to respond with intention rather than react from emotion. So remember the keyword is we have to respond with intention. Okay. Now let's start. The first one, pause before reacting. Parents, we feel that we know everything. We nurture them since young. We know that we are guiding them, we are giving them the guidance, we are giving them the direction, but they grow up. So when they grow up, they have their thought. They are independent. They want to have their own mind. They want to make their own decision. So whenever something they react, or you see that they do not do or speak as what you thought, pause before reacting. Take a deep breath before responding. When a child behaves, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And what might my child be feeling? Criticism, pinpointing is always very bad because we are actually pushing them away rather than make them feel being respected, being accepted, acknowledge what they are doing. Yeah, they are normal because they are reacting, they are behaving like their age. That's what I always acknowledge my godson and my daughter. Okay, so remember, pause before reacting. A second one is empathetic listening. Well, this is another challenge to most of the parents. Me too. I have the same issue even now. I try to tell myself, I have to tell myself that hang on, listen, don't respond so fast, and I need to practice empathetic listening. Listen to understand, not to fix immediately. Reflect back what you hear. I can see this really matters to you. This is a phrase that you can use because you acknowledge that he is frustrated or she is frustrated or she is happy or he is happy. All these are actually acknowledgement, and they know that you really concerned with them, you take care of them, you know which state they are in. So empathetic listening is very important. Listen to understand. If you do not understand, just clarify. Ask. I understand what from what I hear, I can feel that you are tom like that. Then get the clarification for that, the confirmation from them. The third is encourage reflection in your child. Okay, children, they are just a plain white paper. So instead of lecturing, ask guiding questions so that they really have colorful, make the white paper colorful, full of colors, right? What could you try differently next time? This builds emotional awareness in your child because sometimes they are down because they feel that, oh, what they did is the what they did not have the outcome as they expected. So they feel down. But if let's say we continue to let them down, they're going to have disappointments in life. So what I did is I always ask my daughter and my child, okay, so you have done this and this happened. What is your learning? How could you do better next time? See whether they can tell you the answer or not. If they can tell, of course they won't tell you as what you know. We have more life experience than them. So acknowledge that those points that they shared and add on to share what you see or what you understand, and that helps to have the reflection in themselves as well. So all these are actually the methods that I have used before to help my children to have reflection in themselves so that they know that every failure is a learning, is an experience. They do not need to they do not need to blame themselves for making that mistake or making does not meet that outcome. So it encouraged the positive mindset as well, and it encouraged the self-reflection. The fourth is admit mistakes and apologize. So modeling humility and accountability show children that adults also keep learning and growing. I apologize to my children when I did something wrong, and it's an instant apology. Of course, sometimes when certain things happened and I was being caught off guard, I'll make mistake as well. I will calm myself down. After that, I will talk to them that I'm sorry. I was very annoyed just now and I lost my temper. I could have do this better. So this is how I apologize and when I make mistake. And that actually helps to build up the trust. Remember the trust that I mentioned just now, because we teach them to apologize and we walk the talk as well. So they feel that, oh, mom, you are doing the same thing as what you taught me. So that support the emotional as well. The last one is join or create a parent support group. Okay, like just now what I say, sharing with other parents normalizes the challenges, reduces the guilt, and opens new perspectives on your parenting style. The sharing among the parent support group, I can tell you that is very, very powerful because we have a lot of blind spots which we could not see as a parent. Because every day we look at them, every day we are busy with life. Once we open up our eyes, we are busy with preparing them to school, preparing them for our work, preparing for the jam in the traffic, preparing for online meetings and everything. And we tend to have a lot of blind spots. When we are in parent support group, we raise a challenge and for open for discussion. Sometimes some parents can let you see from another perspectives which you never thought that before, and it can be very useful as well. So join or create a parent support group which can really support and helpful to healthy parenting as well. Okay, let's get into this. Physical and practical support strategies. How to do it now? How to do all this? Just now are the strategies, but now my question to you is how to do all this thing. Yeah, because theory remains theory, but if let's say you don't practice it, it remains theory. So first thing is we have to create a calm routines. A consistent environment makes children feel secure and grounded. All right, this calm routines actually came from ourselves. I always set my own mind. I visualize that if I tell my mind that if this thing happened, what could be my reaction, and it's always like a teaching. I always remind myself. So I told myself when I started my parenting journey, listen to them, listen with empathy, and understand what they need rather than jump. Carmen, you are an impatient person. You know yourself very well. Oh, you aware that you are impatient. So when things happen, take a deep breath, smile, and calm yourself. So I create that calm routine. So if you are impatient like me, or if you know that you are impatient, create a calm routine so that you set your own mind. So when things happen, your mind is already set and you won't react impulsively. Second is quality one-on-one time. Wow, this is really powerful, I can tell you. I always appreciate the time being one-on-one with these two children. I use the time for genuine connection and reflection, and I purposely bring them out from home. I don't want to stay in the same environment because different environment will stimulate different vibes. So I always emphasize on quality one-on-one time. So during the secondary, sometimes I invite them to a meal. It's only me and the boy, or me and the girl. Or sometimes during the journey on the way back from school in the car is one-on-one. There's a good session as well. So there's a quality one-on-one time. Make use of that time to make connection and understand what they need. And at the same time, I let them know what I'm in as well, what state I'm in. So it's like a two-way traffic. To me, it's a two-way traffic. I understand what state you are in, and I let you have an idea of what state I'm in. Of course, I won't go very detailed because they may not understand at their level. But at least I let them know that, oh, recently I have some challenges because I changed a new boss and I have to dedicate more time in learning some new skills, or whatever. So I set the context to them. So these are the quality time to let them understand that, oh, mommy is helping me, at the same time she needs to help herself as well. So I need to be really initiative and proactive in some of the actions so that I can be independent. So these things can actually help them to raise their self-reflection. The third is healthy boundaries. Balance warmth with clear and consistent limits. So healthy boundaries means, for example, you can tell them that, yeah, at your age, this let me recall one incident. My godson, he actually got into this vape. Yeah, when he was in somewhere form two and form three. So the parents were very worried. So the father actually talked to me and asked me to help to see how is it. So in fact, I approached the boy and I told him that what I heard. And I do not pinpoint him. I told him that that's what I heard from your dad, and I trust that you are you come to this because of peer pressure and also curiosity. So I acknowledge that you are a normal boy at your age. It's okay to explore, but do you know that this thing may bring harm to your health, which we do not know. There's no research which we can see, because this is not the tobacco like what we know for all this while, but it's something new. We do not know the impact. We do not know the effect. Maybe 10 years down the road, maybe it's 5, or maybe it's longer than that. We do not know. So the best thing is you take care of your health. So, and at the same time, if you learn how to get rid of this habit, is actually strengthen your will, strengthen your persistence as well. So that helps to build up your own credibility. And he really listened, and ended up he really quit the vape. And of course now I do not stay with him. He's alone staying outside. So but at least at the time, I have set healthy boundaries for him. I let him see that by picking up this habit, what will be the consequence? By stopping this habit, how he gain as a person. So this is actually the healthy boundaries that we can set for our children. The next one is active participation. Oh, I believe most of the parents are doing this. You will attend your children's events. Your presence speaks louder than words. Their graduation, their singing competition, the parents' day, or any activities or any school marathon, fun run, which needs the parents to be there. I know that parents, you are always having this in your schedule. And I'm glad that most of the parents they do that because active participation is actually attend by showing that hey, you are very important. Besides working, whatever events about you, whatever your events, I will make time for you. Unless you are outstation or you're overseas. I know that some parents you are on business trips, then it's a bit hard. So this need to be communicated as well. So active participation, and nowadays we have online as well. So sometimes we can have an online call. Maybe we just ask them to have a video call and then we can view the environment. That helps to minimize the unhappiness, the feel that oh my mommy is not together with me or my daddy is not together with me, right? The last one is model the calmness and healthy habits. Okay, show through behavior how to manage emotions and responsibilities. Now, like I said just now, we need to show them how we react to happenings, to incidents that is like happen spontaneously, and that actually help to build up their healthy habits because we show them how we manage incidents. How first thing is how we respond to the events. Second thing is how we manage our emotion because of that events. So these are the true learnings for them because they can see that oh, mommy knows that this is a problem and she is starting to strategize, and she is reacting very calm, very steady instead of grumpy, angry, start scolding. So these are the things that they can pick up along the way when they see us doing this. So model the calmness and healthy habits is actually showing by example, right? Because we are staying together. Whatever we are doing, they are actually observing. Once they observe, unconsciously they put it into their practice. All right, so these are the 5 physical and practical support strategies which I have used it, and I hope that it can be helpful to you. Let me go through once again. First one, create the calm routines. Set your mind how to respond it to be calm when there's something happen. Quality one-on-one time. Always create time to have one-on-one and make it a quality one. That means to understand them and also let them understand our state. The third one is healthy boundaries. Set a healthy boundaries. So long you are happy and you do not go against the law and do not affect your health, do not hurt anyone around you. That can be the healthy boundaries. Active participation. Every event that their success, their small wins, always celebrate with them. Participate in their events and model the calmness and healthy habits as well. Remember, lead by example. This is not only applicable at workplace, it also applies in family as we are the leader of the family. The next one, top 5 most effective strategies. So this practice create the strongest foundation for reflective and connected parenting. The first one is pause before reacting. I have mentioned just now, we always react very impulsively and very instantly with our frustration, our grumpiness because of that incident. So self-awareness, if we know that we are like that, set our mind, and even though we aware, we need to tell ourselves that, hey, pause, stop before reacting. Take a deep breath, turn over, don't look at the incident, just look at somewhere else. So this can be the way, all right? So pause before reacting. Second one is empathetic listening. So listen to understand. and share and reconfirm if to understand that your understanding is correct, then only provide your view, and that can help to improve the empathetic listening. Third one is admitting mistakes. Remember what I said just now? So when we really burst into anger, when we are grumpy and we just scold, and because of a sudden issue, once we calm down, please admit the mistake and make changes as well. All right. Apologize, admit your mistakes, and improve from there. Doesn't mean that every time you keep on admitting the mistake and you never change. This is the very important, because they can one day they can tell you that every time when you make mistake, when you get angry, you just simply apologize, but you never change. They can blame you. So if let's say they have this kind of thought, that means they feel that, oh, you as a parent, you also like that, I also can be like that. So it's not a it's not an proper teaching in that case. All right. Next one is the quality of one-on-one time. That's what I say. Always treasure the time being with them. Make it a quality to understand what state they are in, and let them understand which state we are in as well. And the last one is parent support groups. That creates wonders. Yeah. So if you haven't found one, create a small community or ask around. We have all this like Instagram, we have Facebook, we have even LinkedIn. I believe that you can find a lot of parenting support groups there. So jump into that, join that, and see how these groups can help you to maintain your calmness, to pause before the reaction, and help you to be and to have more empathetic listening and also quality one-on-one time. Okay, next one. Let's see what's going on now. Hold on, yeah. Okay, now let's go into this. There are some prerequisites for effective self-reflection. There are something. So because we have to build the strong foundation for reflective parenting, so we need some elements as well. The first thing is we need to have self-awareness, recognize our emotional triggers and inherited parenting patterns and personal expectations. We have to acknowledge that, like some parents, they know that, just take me. I know that I'm very impatient. So I know that what are the triggering words, what are the triggering points. So I recognize that these are my emotional triggers. So when things happen, I just keep quiet, I close my eyes, I take a deep breath, and I turn my eyesight to other things. All right. And inheriting parenting patterns. This happens to a few of my friends, because they tend to copy paste the parenting style from the parents' era to their children. In fact, we have to understand that the current generation, they were brought up in a very different environment from us. They were born at the era with handphones, with technology. They are fast. Whatever they want is instant and is fast. But our era is, I take my era is no handphone and no computer, and everything is just black and white screen TV. So that really, if let's say I use the parenting style which my parents taught me and use on my children, in fact, it will trigger them and they will be very very frustrated. So we have to aware that there's a difference, and we need to understand our personal expectations. You send them for swimming, is it because you cannot swim well and you hope that they can be a good swimmer and not like you, and this is your what you want, or they also enjoy swimming? So you have to understand all this, right? Now, next one, emotional regulation. We have to know how to manage our anger, our guilt, and stress before engaging our children. Now, when we are angry, what we will do? Some parents, they will just throw things. The children will pick up. And when you have guilt, is that the way that you give them more money or you buy them more things, a material compensation? Or when you are under stress, are you scolding them or you just bang the door? These are all the things that we need to understand ourselves, and we need to regulate our emotion. We need to manage all these things before we engage with our children. So back to the first one is all about self-awareness. So once we are aware about ourselves, then only we know how to regulate our emotion when there are some negative emotions. Third one is support system. I keep repeating this because this is really a very powerful group and a very powerful tool in parenting. Everyone are new parents. So we need to have peers, we need to have mentors helping us to stay grounded and objective. Sometimes the first child and the second child will have different characters. You know how to handle the first one, but the second one is giving you so much headache. So how are you going to tackle it? How are you going to have your awareness and you have to regulate the emotions when and this child is always triggering you? How are you going to solve this? So you may need some opinions from other parents in the support group to give you some guidance how they handle. They Some of them may have experience handle all this thing and this kind of child, this, and they can share with you their experience. And mind you, it will be very very helpful tips because sometimes all these are like wow eye opener for us because we confine in our own boundaries. We understand what we understand. We do not know what we do not know. So being in a support system is really good because it opens our perspective as well. Next one, what are the challenges of reflective parenting? Wow. To understand these obstacles actually help us to prepare and persist through all these difficult moments. Parenting is never easy, to be honest, and is for so many years before they really can independent. It's like at least 15 to 18 years or even 20 years. So what are the challenges? The first thing is time constraints. Everyone is working, we have busy schedules, some even have business trips that we need to travel as well. So it makes it hard to pause and reflect in the moment. So this is the first challenges, time. So that's why just now remember I mentioned about quality one-on-one time. We really need to make use of all this quality time, one-on-one time, to have quality conversations, communication with our children because our busy schedules, we have to juggle with all this thing in this fast-paced world. Second is emotional fatigue. We may feel drained and reactive under stress because we have stress from work as well. We have stress for our career as well. And sometimes we are under stress at work and yet our children is young. The two pressure two the both of the pressures are actually making us very draining. So the emotional fatigue can actually create a lot of challenges being a self-reflecting parent. So we just need to understand and back to the word self-awareness. The third is inherited habits. Remember what I said? If you copy paste the parenting style from your parents and apply in your next generation, I can tell you that all this thing, all the children, they will be very rebellious because they do not feel that you accept them. They do not feel that you acknowledge who they are. They can be very rebellious. So inherited habits, sometimes we can be unconsciously apply it on them. So we need to aware about this as well. The fourth is fear of judgment. Parents hesitate to share struggles with others. Now, like I say, if let's say I have a second child, who is having a very different attitude as the first one, and I feel that wow, why is it like that? I'm struggling, but I do not know that I need to. I can have a way out, like have a parenting support group and share with them. I may hesitate to feel that if I share the struggles, it's like people are judging me. So it's never. Actually, in a support group, parents just want to help parents because we know that it's not easy to be parents and to juggle between family and work or career is really very very challenging, especially it involves emotional as well, and sometimes this will trigger, especially is related to promotions or performance appraisal as well. So we need to share our struggles and get rid of what you think that people will judge you. Okay, now the last one is balancing the boundaries. how we find the line between supportive and over involved parenting is actually a balance. Sometimes we need to learn to let go. We need to know that okay, it's time for us to let go. So for example, my daughter just went to tertiary this April. Yeah, April 2025. In fact, I definitely, I feel a bit worried because she's staying alone with her in the hostel. However, I know that I have to let go. I need to learn to trust her. I need to know that, hey, this is my product. I teach her, I guide her, and I nurture her since young. I have to understand that this, I nurture her. I have the trust in her that she can actually manage and handle her life. So balance the boundary. At least she keep update me what is going on rather than I do not know what is happening. The only challenge now I have is sometimes I don't even hear from her for a few days when she's very busy. Even the godson as well. Boys being boys, boy being boy, he will just disappear, not responding to the WhatsApp messages or calls for a few days. Sometimes you don't even know what he's doing. And but we just need to balance the boundaries and set the boundaries that hey, at least you tell us okay, you reply and okay, at least we know that you are safe, something like that. All right, so that they really can understand that how to stay alone and yet connecting with the family as well. Okay, now let's go into this. Mm, Now let me go into the Q&A session. All right, let me see the question. Yeah. The first question I received is, I lose my temper easily when my child disobeys. How do I control that? Well, reflect on your triggers. Remember what I say? Trigger. Take a short break, breathe, and revisit the issue calmly. And discuss what happened and express how you felt. This models the emotional awareness. So what I do is I understand my trigger. I will take a deep breath and then I turn to, or I walk away from the scene. Then I calm myself. Then I say, okay, calm down, calm down. Then only I walk back. Okay. If I ever lost my temper at that time, I'll go back then. It's not easy to do that. I would say that I'm really sorry for the outburst just now. I would like to apologize. And um, what I'm concerned is blah 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 blah. So I share with them what's my concern and causing me losing my temper and why I feel that it's so important for them to pick up that habit or their reaction is not appropriate. I will share the reason. So that helps them to see that oh, to understand why mommy reacting that way. All right. Now the second question is my child compares me to other parents who seem more lenient. What can I do? Wow. Comparison. This is because, okay, reflect on your intention. You explain that every family has their own rules, every family has their own culture that fits them. So we set ours and we love because we love and care about your growth. That's what you can say. We need to educate them to let them understand that their every family will have their different rules and different culture and that sets the tone for the whole family. If he or she doesn't like, raise it and then let's discuss how we can set a rules or a culture which everyone feels happy. Okay, next question is, I feel guilty for not spending enough time with my child due to work. Yeah, this is a great challenge of modern parents. So reflect on the quality moments you share with the children. So even though let's say you know that you're going on a business trip next week, so this week maybe you arrange a one-on-one session with each of your children and share with them. Maybe one is like 1.5 hours to 2 hours in different days, having some go for their favorite night cha, yeah, and or something which make them activities that they like, then create that moment. Because I believe that communicate that your love is constant, even though the time is limited. We need to let them know that they are being loved and we really care for them. The next question is, how do I handle emotional outbursts without losing my calm? Well, it's always self awareness, and we need to reflect on our state before responding and use empathy. I know you are upset. Then guide solutions once they have come. All right. So it applies to us as well, and we have to understand that, oh, I'm going to outburst, I have to turn away, I have to leave that place. So walk away. All right, take a deep breath, calm yourself, then only go back to them. That's how I do. So I hope that it will help you as well. I realize I'm repeating my parents strict style. Wow, this is the copy paste case. How do I change that? Again, self awareness is the step, and identify what you want to keep. There are bound to be some values that you want to keep. That's why you maintain that style. And what to evolve. Maybe the method. Instead of holding the cane, now you are like more on explaining the reason behind, let them understand. So replace all these commands with conversations. Show the authority with warmth and concern. Let them understand the action behind, the reason behind all this, rather than we use the strict style. I hope that this will be helpful to you on these five scenarios and give you some pointers on how to be a more reflective, self-reflective parent. Yeah, I understand it's not easy, but we just have to do it because it's a it's a learning journey, because both the parents and also the children, we need to grow. All right, now let's get into this. What's next? Yeah. Now, let's get into some reflective activity. Pause, reflect, and renew. And I hope that this can be your reflective exercise, daily exercise. You may take 3 to 5 minutes to do that. Write down your thoughts or simply contemplate them quietly. The first thing is, what is one parenting habit or reaction I want to be more aware of? Okay, maybe you want to write down is my outburst. I'm easily get angry. So that's the reaction that you want to be more aware of, so that you can calm yourself. You can pause before you react. And the second reflective activity is, what small action will I take this week to change or improve it? So I give you an example already. If let's say you are easily get angry, so what is a small action you want to take this week to change or improve it? So it's up to you. This is your own reflection. Write down how you want to change it, because you are seeking for improvement. That's why you're listening to this series. Well, before I end, just a reminder, parenting is not about perfection. We do not need to be a perfect parent. It's about reflection. The more we understand ourselves, the better we can understand our children, because growth happens when love meets awareness. So thank you for your time, openness, and commitment to becoming more self aware parents. Your children are fortunate to have parents who care enough to reflect and grow, because your self reflections will help them to create, to inspire their own reflection as well, and they will grow from within. So, thank you so much for your time, and I shall end the session tonight. So, we shall meet again in December. Bye bye.